unveiling treasures from history, where every coin tells a story. This is Rare Coins.
1956, Elvis Presley ruled the airwaves. The first color TVs were entering American homes, and tucked in everyday pocket change was a small, shiny coin that's now a hidden treasure. The 1956 Jefferson Nickel. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more rare coin stories and hidden treasures from the past. That could be sitting right in your pocket. Now, the 1956 Jefferson Nickel might seem ordinary, but it's a coin with a surprising story and real collector potential. Struck at the Denver Mint, it carries the tiny D mint mark just to the right of Monticello on the reverse. Over 67 million nickels were minted that year, which sounds like a lot. But finding one today in pristine condition, with perfect steps and deep luster, is a true challenge. This nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams, and shows Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse features Jefferson's elegant home, Monticello, a design that has graced the nickel since 1938. But here's where things get interesting. While billions of Jefferson nickels have been made, very few from the mid-1950s survive in top condition because most went straight into circulation. In circulated condition, your 1956 nickel is worth around 10 to 25 cents, maybe $1 if it's lightly worn. But if you have one in mint state condition, especially with the full steps designation, that's where real money starts. A 1956 Jefferson Nickel graded MS66. Full steps can sell for 800 × 200, and one top-graded MS67. Full steps even brought a jaw-dropping 2040s at auction. That's over 52,000 times its face value. Not bad for a nickel. Now let's talk about what makes those full steps so special. On the back of your nickel, look closely at the steps of Monticello. Most coins show worn or blended lines due to weak strikes or circulation. But if your coin clearly shows all 6 steps, sharp and complete, you might have something extraordinary. Collectors prize full steps, nickels, because they prove the coin was struck with perfect pressure using fresh dies, a sign of rarity and quality. Another factor is luster and strike quality. 1956 nickels can have a soft strike, meaning the design details didn't fully transfer. That's why perfectly struck coins with crisp details and clean surfaces are so rare and so valuable. You might also come across die errors or repunched mint marks, RPMs. Back in the 50s, mint marks were punched by hand, so a D over D mint mark, known as a repunched D, is possible. These RPM varieties can easily push the coin's value into the $100–$300 range, depending on clarity, and if you spot a double die or off-center strike, you're in luck. Those can fetch $500, $1,000 or more. To really understand the 1956 nickel, we need to step into its time. America was booming. Post-war prosperity was in full swing. Cars had fins, and nickels jangled in the pockets of a growing middle class.
The mint was producing coins at record speeds to meet demand, and most were used daily, buying sodas, jukebox songs, and gas that cost just 22 cents a gallon. Few people thought about saving shiny nickels then, which is why so few pristine examples remain today. If you want to find a 1956 Jefferson nickel worth money, here's what to look for. Brilliant mint luster, the shinier and more reflective the better. No major scratches or nicks. Contact marks can lower grade dramatically. Full steps on Monticello. This is where the biggest value lies. Clean fields and sharp strike, especially around Jefferson's cheek and jawline. If your coin checks those boxes, don't rush to sell it. First, have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified grade adds credibility and ensures buyers know exactly what they're getting. Remember, a raw coin might bring $50, but once certified as MS66 full steps, the same coin could bring $1,000 or more. For selling, common circulated ones can go on eBay, Etsy, or local marketplaces. But high-grade coins, error coins, or certified full steps examples should go to heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections here, where serious collectors bid top dollar. Now, what about the proof-like versions? While no official proof nickels were made in Denver that year, Some 1956D nickels have mirror-like surfaces due to polished dies. These proof-like examples are highly collectible and can sell for $200, $500 in the right grade. Even special mint set-like finishes are sometimes found, although not official SMS issues. These are coins struck from fresh dies early in production. If yours has that glassy, reflective sheen, handle it carefully. It could be something special. The 1956D nickel tells a story of post-war America, a time of optimism, invention, and quiet everyday life. Most of these coins bought newspapers, sodas, and the occasional candy bar. Yet over time, they've become relics of history, small reminders that even the most ordinary coins can turn into extraordinary finds. So before you toss that old nickel aside, take a closer look. Under the right light, you might just see something Jefferson himself would appreciate: craftsmanship, history, and enduring value. And who knows, your 1956D Jefferson nickel might just be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more incredible stories of coins, history, and the hidden treasures that might be waiting right in your change jar. Remember, in the year Sputnik soared into space, Elvis was king, and the U.S. Mint quietly struck a coin that now hides a story worth far more than 5 cents. On the 1957D Jefferson Nickel. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more amazing coin stories and reveal the treasures hiding in your pocket change. At first glance, the 1957D Jefferson Nickel looks like any other. Thomas Jefferson on the front, Monticello on the back, but this coin holds more than meets the eye. Minted at the Denver Mint, you'll see a small D mark to the right of Monticello. Over 136 million were struck that year, but finding one today in pristine, high-grade condition, that's the real challenge. This nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and was designed by Felix Schlag, whose artwork has graced the nickel since 1938. Most of these coins were used in everyday commerce, buying newspapers, candy, and jukebox songs in diners across America. But after decades of circulation, only a handful have survived in gem condition. Now let's talk about what collectors really want to know. Value. In circulated condition, your 1957D nickel is worth about 10 to 25 cents, maybe $1 if it's lightly worn. But if your coin is in mint state condition, especially one with strong luster and crisp detail, things get much more interesting. The rarest and most valuable 1957D nickels are those with the full steps. Designation. That's when the 6 steps on Monticello's design are fully struck and clearly visible. These coins prove the die was new and the strike was perfect. Finding one is tough, but if you do, the value skyrockets. A 1957D Jefferson Nickel graded MS66 full steps can bring for $200 to $800, and the record-breaking example, a stunning MS67 full steps sold for an unbelievable $4,700 at auction. That's nearly 100,000 times its face value, all because of its quality and rarity. Now, not every valuable 1957D nickel is about full steps. Some have errors and varieties that can make them worth hundreds too. Look closely for repunched mint marks, RPMs. A D punched over another. D is a known variety from this year and can bring $5,200, depending on clarity. Other error types include die cracks, struck through grease errors, and off-center strikes, which can range from $100 to $500 or more, depending on how dramatic the error looks. But why are 1950s nickels like this so tough and high grade? The answer lies in how they were made. Back then, the mint reused dies until they were worn out. Many coins from 1957 have soft strikes, worn details, and even weak steps on Monticello. The Denver Mint focused on quantity, not perfection, which is why perfect examples today are so rare and so expensive. Let's set the scene. America. In 1957, it's the post-war boom. Cars had chrome, diners were packed, and rock and roll was changing culture. The Jefferson nickel was the everyday coin of that era, used daily, passed through millions of hands, and rarely saved in new condition. Few people back then thought a 5-cent coin could one day be worth thousands. That's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Time turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. If you're hunting for a valuable 1957 D Jefferson nickel, here's what to look for. Sharp, clear steps on Monticello. 6 visible steps mean full steps designation. Bright luster. The shinier and cleaner, the higher the grade. Minimal contact marks. Even tiny scratches can lower value. Repunched mint marks or errors, always double check under magnification. If your coin looks flawless, don't clean it. Cleaning ruins its surface and drops its value instantly. Instead, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, a certified MS66 or MS67 full steps. Nickel can fetch serious money in collector auctions. Common examples can be sold easily on eBay, Etsy, or local marketplaces for a few dollars. But rare high-grade and full steps, coins should always go to professional auctions like Heritage, Sachs Bowers, or Great Collections. That's where the real bidding wars happen. Now here's an interesting bit of trivia. In 1957, the Jefferson nickel had already been in production for nearly 2 decades, but it was still going strong. Collectors didn't yet realize how tough high-quality strikes would become. Today, those who spot a perfect 1957 D know they've found a hidden gem in U.S. coinage, and that's what makes this hobby so thrilling. Even the simplest coin can turn into a time capsule of history, art, and value. So before you spend that old nickel or toss it into a jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of 1950s America, a symbol of progress, design, and a quiet fortune waiting to be discovered. Who knows? That little 1957 D Jefferson nickel in your drawer could be worth thousands of dollars if it has the right look, luster, and steps. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more rare coin stories, amazing discoveries, and secrets from history hidden right in your pocket change.